This week, we had the Axie Infinity servers dying, the 1 millionth Axie was created and bred, although with a bit of controversy, the coming of free-to-play Axies, and the Axie Infinity devs had an AMA stream. Hello and welcome, this is Solthos, and let's check out this week's news and updates on Axie Infinity. So, if you've been trying to log on and play Axie Infinity this week, you might have had a hard time connecting and playing smoothly. Ronin transactions have been failing, and even logging into the Axie marketplace or dashboard has led to error screens. This is because Axie Infinity is growing at an exponential pace. Just looking at their recent numbers, they have already hit 209,000 players, which is more than 3 times the players playing in just a month ago. And that's an insane growth to have in such a short time. The servers aren't able to handle it. The devs have been hard at work, and the recent AMA stream, they stressed that the server stability would be a priority, and the community agrees. They've actually done a great job because in just a few days, the servers are already a lot smoother. Speaking of the AMA, the Sky Mavis team held their community AMA last June 23 on Twitch, where they answered a few of the community's questions. They talked about a wide range of things such as how to keep the Axie economy healthy, addressing the server issues and scaling, and having special events in the future. They also talked about giving out free Axies and many other topics. You can click the link in the description below to check out the VOD for that particular AMA on their official YouTube channel. But I'm just going to show you snippets here of what I think you guys want to know more about. Now let's talk about the 1 millionth Axie that was bred by MaxBrand99. This underwent some controversy in the community because of this particular screenshot that was posted. Many people did bring up the fact that this was against the terms of use, because he used a script or a bot to submit his breeding transactions. However, MaxBrand99 did tweet this later on to defend himself and to explain how he was able to breed the 1 millionth Axie. Here's what the devs had to say about this in the AMA.
He did roll over. The 1 millionth Axie has been minted, created, bred, forged, whatever the proper verb is there. Super exciting milestone for this whole community. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of drama, a little bit of gray area surrounding this 1 millionth Axie.
And so basically what happened is there was a breeder who used an advanced strategy where he was actually able to use MetaMask to submit breeding transactions on Ronin. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a gray area where, you know, he was technically right. Like there was no bot, like he was at his computer,
it was manual,
basically doing this. But there are some details that we need to look into. So to this, we're going to be looking at our TOS and basically coming to making some decision that we think is going to be fair for everybody in the community. I think a lot of the confusion kind of stems from our terms of service, right? Our terms of service come from, you know, they were drawn up a long time ago when we were still on Ethereum, and it was kind of in the pre-Ronin era. So I think what we're, you know, looking at is basically we need to look at the terms, see if they make sense with where the community and the game is at right now. So basically we'll be, you know, doing kind of a diagnosis, and we'll let the community know what we decide. And I think we're just obviously our number one goal is to be transparent and to let you guys know into our thinking process. And
with the high cost of buying your 3-star Axies, it has become very difficult for new people to try the game. A majority of people have resorted to asking for scholarships. And while the devs were talking about Battles V2 in the AMA, they also lightly touched on the subject of free-to-play Axies. And here's what they had to say.
With a free-to-play game, so that people can actually, like non-crypto people, can come in and fall in love with the game and, play some Axie Infinity and then maybe buy their game characters from there. Like, of course, these free players won't be able to earn the same amount as those who have been purchasing Axies. But our goal is to get an Axie into the hands of like every person in the world. I mean, that's what I'm working towards. And with this new game, I think we'll be able to do that, because then we can use, get it on Apple Store, get it on Steam, get it on the Epic Game Store, because there is no crypto initially. It's just a fun, cute little game people can try and then, see everything that's amazing about Axie.
A lot of people have questions regarding multi-accounting because they want to take the necessary steps to make sure that they don't get banned. However, the devs haven't really given a concrete answer to this because they want to prevent these people who intend to multi-account from protecting themselves. So here the devs elaborate a bit further on multi-accounting and the steps they're taking to catch these multi-accounters.
Do we have tools to really combat multi-accounting? Are we worried about this being like a scaling issue as we bring on more users? Are our tools sophisticated enough to deal with there's going to be more bad actors coming in trying to find ways to exploit the system? Are we prepared for that?
This question is probably one of the hardest ones. Like, I think in the entire gaming world, as we move from, you know, this old place where the companies are extracting value from players to like the value being shared with companies with players, because the premise of that is actually that there are real players. Like, there can't be, if you have one person playing 10 accounts, that person then puts such a strain on the game by extracting so much value that the entire system can go under. So these are major concerns for us, and something that we are spending a lot of time thinking about, analyzing like heaps and heaps of data to make sure that we don't ban people who are like on the right side of playing on the right side of the fence. And there are challenges, right? Because some people might be living in the same house and they are playing on the same IP, and they might have similar playing styles. But I mean, it's very hard for two people who are playing in the same house to be logged on at the exact same time all the time, for example, to have the exact same playing style. So we analyze all of this stuff, and then we look more deeply into it to determine who is multi-accounting, for example. So I think we'll see. Like, I don't want to go too deeply into exactly what we're doing to combat it, because it's too easy to reverse engineer. And that's also a little bit dangerous. But I can tell you that we're going to be using the most sophisticated tools that we can find, and even create our own tools so that we can combat this. Whether or not that means like biometric, like login or KYC down the line, we don't know. I don't want to exclude anything. Everything we need to do is basically to grow this system and to make it into a sustainable economy.
This is one of the key differences between an NFT gaming ecosystem and a traditional gaming ecosystem. The traditional gaming ecosystem, the game economy is, you know, very, very low on their list of priorities. They won't care, right? They'll let bots and they'll let these, huge operations just destroy the game economy. And the game developer really doesn't care. So I think, first and foremost, the fact that it's one of the things that we put a lot of effort into, I think that's one of the key differences between our ecosystem and a traditional gaming ecosystem. The technology for figuring out this stuff out, it's out there, and we may also, make some breakthroughs as well in terms of creating something that's never been created before to fit our specific purpose.
Another issue that people had was if it was safe to play during maintenance and server crashes. There was a recent ban wave of players because they changed their game clocks to forcefully play during maintenance. With the recent server crashes and the constant reconnecting, a lot of people thought that they might accidentally log in during maintenance and get banned. So here's what the devs had to say about that.
Confusion regarding playing Axie when, quote, the server is down or it's down for maintenance, or there are issues that with connectivity that people are experiencing. I think during the last ban wave, some people heard that there were people playing during maintenance, and I guess some people were concerned that maybe they could trigger that accidentally if they were just logged in at the wrong time when the servers were supposed to go down for maintenance. Anything that we can share regarding playing while servers down or having connection issues? Do players need to be worried if they don't get automatically disconnected or anything like that?
So what happens when we go down for maintenance is that the servers actually get physically turned off. So even though it says like reconnecting, you are actually disconnected. You are not connected to the server. So if you're a normal player and you don't see the maintenance sign immediately, you might still be disconnected and in maintenance. Sometimes it just lags a little bit. So that in itself, just like being there, will not necessarily be enough to trigger you getting banned. There was a lot of confusion about that. So I hope that makes things a little bit more clear. What we were looking for is people who were actively connected directly to the server without being connected to the front end itself. Like they were
bypassing the login portal, kind of. Yeah,
bypassing it, and that's one of the things that's clearly cheating.
Lastly, they leaked this new amazing art in which the devs said that the two Axies drawn here have the new body parts and shape for the upcoming Axies. Anyway, that's all the news and updates now for Axie Infinity this week. If you enjoyed the new video format, let me know with a like or comment, and maybe I'll do more of this regularly. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!